Okay, boys and girls, happy Wednesday. Today is May 6th, and I'm going to share with you what we are going to be doing for today. So, for reading, your skill is author's tone and reader's mood. So, you're going to listen to A Sick Day for Amos McGee, another story that you guys are all familiar with. So, I want you to listen to that story again, and you're going to notice how the mood of the story, right, that tone changes as the story goes on. So you will need an electronic device with sound, words to describe tone and mood chart, and your Google Doc. So the author's tone is the way the author feels about the topic they are writing about. We have to use clues in the text to figure out how the author feels. Reader's mood are the emotions that we feel as we read the text. So I don't know if you remember in class, we had a discussion one day about how a lot of times in the story, the author's not going to just come out and say, I'm feeling sad or I'm feeling happy, but they might use clues, right? Almost kind of like a show don't tell type of clue, right? So if a character in the story is skipping along and they're singing, we know that they're not feeling sad, right? They're feeling happy. If the character has their head down, their shoulders are drooping, and they have a frown on their face, we know they're feeling sad. So they might not always use those words, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling sad. You have to kind of sense the tone or the mood that the author is giving you. For writing today, our skill is planning. So you will need an electronic device with sound and your Google Slide. Using a beginning, middle, and end graphic organizer helps a writer jot ideas for their story, right? So I always say a story has three parts: a beginning, a middle, and an end. The problem of the story usually comes in the middle, and the solution comes at the end, right? We know that. For foundations, our skill is building strong sentences. So you will need an electronic device with sound, and there will be a Google Doc. So strong sentences begin in many different ways. They also include descriptive words. Listen to the video to learn how to write strong sentences. For math, okay, might be a little tricky today, okay, because you're going to be learning partial sums. So partial sum simply means that we're coming up with different parts that will make a sum. You're taking part of your answer plus part of your answer and you're putting them together. So I'm going to show you part of that video today to kind of just show you what that's going to be about. And base 10 blocks are very helpful. There is a resource in the additional math resources where there's physically based 10 blocks, like pieces of paper, where you could cut out your flats, which is your hundreds, your longs, which is your 10, and your cubes, which is your 1. Or what I'm going to show you today is how I just simply draw them, right? So you can always do that. You can draw them. So you will need an electronic device with sound, print it out. You could either print out the workbook page, or you can just you could compute the problems just right on a piece of lined paper, okay? If you want to save your ink and your paper. Okay, and for science, so same thing, your science is due today. You need your electronic device with sound. There's some things that you could do on iExcel. Just make sure you email to me your observations on a piece of paper, okay? So you can sketch out, right? Today I know it's going to be rainy, but just sketch out your observations and just email those to me. So that's due today, and then tomorrow we're going to have something else planned for you guys to do for Mother's Day. Okay, and then those additional resources. So if you want to use those base 10 blocks, those will be in there. So let's take a peek Now, of course, you always have your daily schedule. I don't know if you still would like me to go through this daily, but it is here for your reference. I hope that you find that these are helpful. So reading, you have your Google Doc. Math is optional. Okay, you could do it through DocHub if you want, or you could just simply email. So that's optional. Your writing, it's a Google Slide. I still have some people pressing the share button instead of the turn in button. Okay, so I will show you that once more again today. Foundations, it's a Google Doc that you're going to turn in, and then your science or social studies. I know I've been getting some emails about that. So today's Wednesday, so we have health today. Okay. All right, so let's start with math. So again, remember, we moved the newest to the top. So partial sums. What you're going to do, you're going to watch the instructional videos, part 1 and then part 2. The videos, they're flipped. Just make sure you watch part 1 first. I'm actually going to probably show it to you right now to just kind of get your feet wet a little bit, explain it to you. So you're going to see part 1 got moved over here. Part 2 is over here. You want to make sure you watch them in order. So you're going to watch both videos. And then there's your math journal page that practices partial sums. The answers are there for you as well, because I know this is a tricky lesson. I'm sure mom and dad will want to just be checking those answer keys to make sure that you're doing it correctly. And then there's a math box just to practice your additional skills. So it is a 2-part video. I'm going to just show you the first part. It's a 2-minute video, and it's going to explain to you how partial sums works.
Hi boys and girls, today I'm going to teach you how to add using partial sums addition. So the word partial sums, basically partial means part, sums means answer. So you're going to take parts of your answer and add them together. So I'm going to show you how that's done. So for the number 45 plus 26, we're going to make base 10 blocks. So remember base 10 blocks shorthand, where that means hundreds, this means tens, and this means your ones, right, your cubes. So we're going to do base 10 shorthand to solve this problem. So 45 is 10, 20, 30, 40, 4 longs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 cubes. We're going to add to it 26. That's 10, 20, 2 longs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes. Now we have part of our sum and another part of our sum. We're going to add them together. 4 longs plus 2 longs equals 6 longs, which is 60, plus 5 cubes plus 6 cubes equals 11 cubes. Now we add both of our parts together. 60 plus 11 equals 71.
Okay, so that's the first part of the video, and you can rewatch that if you need to. The second part of the video, I continue going through more examples of 2-digit numbers, and then I get a little bit, trickier, and I do an example of a 3-digit number. But basically, I hope you find the video helpful, because if you just take your 2 numbers and you draw out those base 10 blocks, just most importantly, make sure you add your tens first, your tens place, add your tens first, then add your ones first, and then put them together. Okay, most importantly, remember that. So you can view that video again. It's helpful to kind of see it over and over. And then just make sure you view part 2. And then there's just going to be some examples on the math journal page. So, to plug my computer in. Okay. Hang on one second. Okay. So you'll see that the first one is done for you. Whoops. Okay, so they show you again, like I showed you on the video, flats, your longs, your cubes, and I like how, oh my goodness, keeps doing this. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So just like I did in the video, they show you an example. Okay, and then you have your 3 problems that you could try. The third one gets a little trickier there because you're going all the way into the hundreds place, okay? So most important thing to remember when you're adding, you're going to add your longs, okay? 20 plus 40 is 60. 3 cubes plus 6 cubes is 9 cubes. 60 plus 9 equals 69. Okay, so you could try those examples and view the instructional videos for that. For writing, right at the top, planning. So there's a little video here. It's a 3-minute video about planning. And Mrs. Smith has her video that uses the Google Slides. So I find it very helpful when it's modeled for you first. So if you want to see her example of how she did it, and then you could open up these slides, and then you guys could do it that way. Okay, so you're going to fill out possible problems and solutions for your story. Type words or insert pictures of your character and your setting. Jot a quick note about the beginning, the middle, the end. So make a plan, most important parts of the story. All right, so here's an example of your character, right? Your setting, beginning, middle, end. There's a sample. Okay, now it's your turn. Think about your possible problems. It says this slide is optional. Okay, I think it would be helpful though if you just maybe even jot like one thing down, you know, give it a try. Then you're brainstorming possible solutions. It says this slide is also optional, even if you could think of one to put down. And then, just like the sample, you're going to have your character and setting from yesterday, and you're going to type, jot just a quick, sentence or quick notes about what's going to happen in the beginning, the middle, the end. Okay? And then this little sample here too can help you. Okay? Now, ready? Very important, because I keep just clicking on the assignments like this. So right here, when you drop it down, go to view assignment. There's that turn in button. So you're going to open your slide, work on it. You could add pictures, add the text, X out of it. You want to press this button. This is how you want to turn it in. Okay? Okay, reading. Okay, so here's the tone and the mood. Here's your story, Sick Day for Amos McGee. There is a tone and mood chart. So there's a picture of it, and then the Google Doc that you have to do. You're going to complete the Google Doc. Taking a little while to load, and then you're going to hit turn in when you're done. So use the chart. Okay, so the chart is the other one that's attached. So you're going to use the chart, words to describe tone and mood to help you answer the questions below. Remember to answer the questions in complete sentences. So there's the book cover. Okay. Think about the colors that were used in the cover, the illustrations. Okay, think about that. And then you're going to answer these questions. Now it says type here. So the sentences are actually already started for you. I think the author's tone is, type here, blank, because blank. Okay, and then you have same thing that you're going to do after reading the story. My mood was blank because blank. And then you're going to turn that in. Foundations. Watch the video. This is about, excuse me, this is about writing strong sentences. Then you're going to follow the directions on the Google Doc to use each of the words in a strong sentence or a story if you're up for the challenge. And then just make sure you hit turn in when you're done. So you could press turn in that way. Because it's a Google Doc, you have the turn in option also right on this page that will pop up right there. There's the turn in button too. So here's your words. You're going to use them either in sentences, or if you want to be up for the challenge and you want to try to put them into a story, that would be fun too. Okay. Make sure you have capital letters, punctuation, right? You want to try to stretch your story. So just watch that little video that will give you tips of how to write a nice descriptive sentence. And then science, same thing. You're going to finish up your basic needs of plants and animals. Watch any videos that you didn't get to watch, or go on any of the IXL links that you didn't get to watch, and just make sure you submit your sketches today. They are due today. And that is it for today.